Hi guys. All right, so we are going to continue to ask those questions while we're reading. So on Monday we got to really learn what those question words were, which was who, what, when, where, why, when, how. Today we are, and then Tuesday and Wednesday we talked about using those questions while we're watching a silent video. Today we're going to use those questions again, but we're going to use them in a book. So I want you guys to go ahead and take out your RRJ and turn to your nice clean page while I get our story ready. Okay, and so while we are waiting for, there I am, for you guys to see the story, it's called Bears Make the Best Reading Buddies. So remember, I wanted us to ask questions before we read. So I want you guys just to think of one question and write that down and then put a line under it. Remember to start with a capital letter, put space between your words, and end with a question mark. And then you guys can share some of your questions with each other. So go ahead and pause me. All right, so great job. So I definitely was thinking of the question of, how is a bear a good reading buddy? So that was definitely one of my questions that came through my mind. Another one was, what what will they read together? So those were some questions that I came up with. So hopefully those will get answered throughout the story. What are they going to read? How is he going to help her learn how to read? He's a bear. So let's go ahead and begin our story. At the beginning of the school year, Mrs. Fitz-P assigned reading buddies, but Adeline didn't need one. She already had her own. Don't be scared, Adeline coaxed. Come in. Ah! Wait, Adeline said. Bears make the best reading buddies, and I'll tell you why. All right, so I want you guys to think. She's going to tell us why he's a good reading buddy. So go ahead and think of some questions, maybe with a who or a what or a where or a when or a why or a how. So go ahead and write down one of those questions. And you guys can pause me. All right, great job. So one of the questions I definitely was asking is, why is he such a great reading buddy? Or why wouldn't you rather have a human than a bear as a reading buddy? And I was definitely thinking of the question, will the teacher let the bear stay? Because if you guys brought a bear to my class, I don't think I'm going to let it stay. Bears know how to sniff out a good book with their super-powered snouts. Oh, that's perfect. They're wild about adventures and mysteries and fairy tales. Okay, so now that answered my question, how is it going to be a good reading buddy? He's going to sniff for a good book. I'm always looking for a good book. They know how to build peaceful places where no one bothers you while you read. They sit side by side, knee to knee, and put the book between you so you both can read. Bears listen with their super sensitive ears while you sound out the words. And if you get frustrated, they wrap you up in a bear hug. So go ahead and think of that question that you're thinking. Maybe it's a who question, a what question, a where, a when, a why, or a how. Go ahead, you can pause me while you guys write that down. All right, so definitely, I'm definitely thinking of the question is, who else would be a good reading buddy? Would you want a bear to be hugging you? So those are some, and what are they going to read? So I do know that he can sniff out a good mystery book, but what are they going to read? So those are some good questions that we should be asking ourselves so that we can become good readers and understand our story. Oh, and their claws are perfect page flipping tools. What? They're sharp claws. Most of the time, rip. Oh, Miss Coco would not be happy. Please don't have a bear near your book. But don't worry, they always carry a spare jar of honey for making repairs. So he's using the honey as glue. I don't think Miss Coco wants glue or honey in her book either. Bears know you never run away from hard to pronounce words. They challenge you to look at the pictures and shoot over the possibilities. And when you get it right, oh my, looking at that picture. I'm going to read this part again. Bears know you never run away from a hard to pronounce word. They challenge you to look at the picture and shoot over the possibility by sounding out the word. And when you get it right, go ahead and think of a question right there. Because she kind of ended this thought with ... which means we have to think about it. So I want you to think of that question, share with it. Miss Simonton will pull some sticks out of the jar for you so you guys can share yours on the Elmo. So go ahead and write those down and pause me. Okay, definitely had that question. What is she going to get if she gets the word right? I also was thinking of the question, what happens if she gets the word wrong? And I was also thinking of where is she running away to? So definitely those W questions in there so that I can understand my story better. Roar! Oh, that's what you get if you get it right. That would scare me. They stand on their hind legs and roar so you'll keep going. I guess it's like a cheer. Finally, when you come to the end of your book, bears are always hungry for more, especially books about salmon fishing and berry picking. So if you don't know a whole lot about bears, bears love fish and berries. Bears know that once you get a taste for books, you'll discover trail after trail of adventure and clamber to new heights. Okay, so go ahead and you guys are going to write down one more question that you might have in this story. So it might be a who question, maybe who are they going to run into? A where question, where are they? A why question, why are they climbing that mountain? So go ahead and write down one of the questions that might be popping into your noggin so that you can understand our story. And you can go ahead and pause me. Okay, yes, I definitely have that question. You know, where are they going? Are they going on a new adventure? That's what I definitely want to find out. You know, what are they going to see on this adventure? And that is why bears make the very best reading buddies. Adeline finished. Well, don't just stand there, Adeline, said Mrs. Fitzpee. Show that bear in. So the teacher's going to let the bear in. Remember in the beginning, we were wondering, would she let her in? And she did. I'll read to you, Adeline said, then you read to me. So I'm sure you guys did a lot of partner reading in kindergarten. Hopefully one day we can do that in first grade, but not yet. And when Adeline started to read, Bear burrowed in and got lost in the story. So look at that, where Adeline is in her book, and you can see this bubble coming on. So let's go ahead and think of a question that you might be thinking as we can see that bubble over her head. Okay, I'll give you guys a couple minutes to write that down. Okay, definitely I was thinking of, you know, who is on that boat? You know, will that be a good or bad pirate ship? Where is the pirate ship going? Will the pirate ship find treasure? What does the pirate want to look for? All right, so we are going to end that story there. I'm going to just stop this here real quick. All right, and you guys are going to answer these questions again with Miss Simonton. Who was in that story that we just read? What were they doing? Where were they? When were they doing it? Why were they doing it? And how were they doing it? So I want you guys to think about that story that we just read. You guys are going to pause me in a little bit and just go ahead and answer those questions. Please make sure that you guys are agreeing with a friend, that you that you like an idea, that you have that you'd like to add on, or you have a connection or a different idea. So go ahead, friends, and be awesome active listeners. All right, awesome. It sounds like you guys definitely know who was in the story, and that was Adeline and the bear and the teacher, if you wanted to add her on there. Where were they? They were definitely in a classroom. What were they doing? They were going to read books together. When were they going to do this? It sounds like they were going to probably do it during reading time. Why were they going to do it? To take them on new adventures. Remember, that's what she said. And then how are they going to do it? So if you saw them, they were kind of in a cozy spot. They were knee to knee. They were elbow to elbow, and they were sharing the book together. So that's how they were going to read that story together. So I love books that are just even about loving reading, because you know Miss Walls loves books. And I hope that you guys are all going to love books by the end of first grade too. So that was the end of our reading lesson, and I will see you guys in a little bit for our writing lesson.